Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today we are here with another liquor review. So you're going to have to tell me all about this one because I have no idea what we're getting into.
Well, besides the fact that it came from our local liquor store just out of the blue one day, this stuff comes from Malta. And yes, south of Italy. So it's Mediterranean in nature. This is called Priquly, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know why it's called that, why it's spelled the way it is.
Because it's Italian. Let's read it. First of all, 42% proof, 21% alcohol by volume. Interesting. All right. Priquly is the exclusive prickly pear fruit liqueur. All right, prickly pear liqueur. Its clean, exotic, and sensual flavor will seduce and inspire you. Margaritas become top shelf. Gin and tonics become more exotic. Manhattans go way uptown, and cosmopolitans become metropolitan. Perform your own spirit alchemy and make the ordinary extraordinary. It's the first authentic, infinitely versatile liqueur. Prickly changes everything.
Yeah, so to further speak on that, because I went to their website, which, I mean, for a website, presentation-wise, it could be better, but it goes out of their way to tell us that this stuff works with every spirit known to man, and then it even goes out of its way to be like, it's agave's new best friend. So move over Terramana tequila. Prickly is the new side piece to agave.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Well, I'm curious to taste it.
There were a lot of interesting cocktails on there. I wish that the website would have made those recipes a little bit more legible, and I mean not a paragraph of all of the ingredients in said paragraph, you know, and maybe some pictures would do some good with those too, but I mean at this point I'm quibbling over stuff that doesn't even matter in the long run.
Well, it's from Italy. It's supposed to be super great. I'd say let's give it a taste, see what we got. Apparently a curse
because well, it's not even just that off the bat right here. Like, okay, here we go. So I will give it this. I like the fact that their plug or whatever is glass. Yeah, it's glass. Just like we're in super bushy territory. Like, you want to keep the bottle when this is over.
Does it smell good?
I'll let you tell me what comes to mind when you smell it.
It does smell like pear, very light.
I got more of an apple smell to
I get
it
that too. I wouldn't be surprised if they use some apples in there as well.
By the way, alcohol heroes, our glasses are looking a little
wear and tear. Yeah, the paint's coming off of mine.
Yeah, you want to send us some new ones. That would be awesome.
From overuse, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll let
it's whatever.
We'll let you guys decide.
You know.
Okay. Very light.
Light, clean. I don't know if it's me, but it starts off strong, a little.
Like it wants to hit you with strong, and then as it's going down, it's like we're gonna lay off.
It
has a good taste. I can understand why it's so versatile and why it can be in any cocktail. I have a feeling that the flavors mesh well with whatever you make it with. And
so I'm gonna tell you now, I see why this goes good with agave. This is just sweet enough to have its distinct flavor, but not sweet enough to where you couldn't add anything to enhance that type of flavor. Which is where the agave come in. Also, you'll want to stick to citrus when it comes to making drinks with this stuff. Particularly lime, which is what they probably had in common, or not in common, which is what they probably had in mind when coming up with this. And that's not a bad thing. You know, you stick with what you know.
I can also see why they stress teaming up with agave. This is purely summer.
Exactly.
This is a summer liqueur. You wouldn't drink this in the dead of winter unless you just really
didn't have it.
Taste it.
You just did not have anything else. But the website claimed that it can go with anything, so maybe you can use this for winter drinks and the like, but you know, stick to summer and fall. Not fall. Stick to spring and summer when it comes to your drinking of this particular experience.
But it is pretty good. It's good on its own too. You can drink that like over ice. Maybe with a squeeze of lemon or a squeeze of lime. Maybe even a sprig of mint.
One of their drinks was a mojito. But I mean, so I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. I get that when we review these things, that when you go to their websites or you go to their descriptions, and this isn't just with Liqueur, this is with, like, I'd have to say with just about everything that we've tried thus far. The examples that they give you are always
Margaritas, mojitos,
and old fashions and stuff like that. And I get that you want to try these in a existing drink, but I would like to see unique creations.
I'll push back a little bit, or less of a pushback, more of a defense. And particularly for this one, because one of the things they say towards the end of this is that this is perform your own spirit alchemy.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that is more on the line of we're giving you samples of how this works, but if you're a bartender, if you're a mixologist, whatever have you, go out there and make your own stuff.
And that's how it. And that's the thing. I get that. I guess after we're coming up on 50 episodes of this, like, it's getting repetitive for me.
I mean,
and I'll be fair to this too. This is the first one in which the website literally said, go play. Discover what you can do. A lot of these websites, they give a lot of examples, and a lot of them are the basic run-of-the-mill cocktails that you've seen before, and they also give examples of unique stuff that they've done or that they've had other people do. Now, I think the only thing that we've reviewed thus far in which a majority of the cocktails that they have an example on their website are stuff that they made themselves, is Metaxa. And I think the only reason they did that
is because Metaxa was so ambiguous.
Yeah, it's so in its own category or whatever that you pretty much needed to show this thing off in its best form, which would be unique, which would be drinks that are unique to that spirit and that spirit only. I just wish I saw more of that with these other spirits that we review or that we come across.
I just see it as more of, it's a standard, and even though they would be selling bottles of liquor to bartenders and bars and things of that nature, they're also selling it to regular people who just want to drink. And a regular person who just wants to drink may not know how to make a martini or may not know how to make a margarita.
And I will say this, their website, on their website, they're clearly aiming at the younger crowd when it comes to this stuff. Just go to their website. Just go to their website. You'll see what I'm talking about. Because they talk about... The website is kind of weird in the sense of its layout. But they also say a bunch of interesting things, like where this stuff comes from, like the geography of the place. So you get your little lesson for the day when you go to that website.
That seems to be the name of the game with a lot of particularly international liquor. Not that you don't see that for American liquor as well, because we've had quite a few American rums and liqueurs and things like that, bourbon even, that goes through their process. But particularly with the international, they like to play up the atmosphere and play up the geography,
and that's important because exotic sell. Like, whether you want to admit it or not, if you see something that's unique and different, you're going to be more attracted to it, or it's going to catch your attention in some way, even if you ultimately end up not buying it. Prime example, Damiana. I'm pretty sure some of you have gone to the liquor store and you've seen that bottle and have been curious about it, but never bought it or anything like that because you were scared of what you could be getting. But let's be real, it caught your attention.
You don't see that many bottles of pregnant naked women. But we're getting off track of the actual liqueur, Priquly. How do we rate this?
I'm giving it a 7.5.
Okay.
It's not bad at all. And it has the potential to be great depending on what you do with it. And that's literally up to you as a bartender.
I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 7. And the reason why is this isn't a liqueur that... This liqueur is purely meant to be a tag team liqueur. Like, it's although you probably could suck this down on its own, it's not meant for that. They clearly want you to mix it with other things. So on its own, it's kind of lacking. Like I said, it's not bad.
It's kind of the opposite of Hoodoo, in which you're encouraged to... The mystery behind Hoodoo liqueur encourages you to try to make something with it. With this, it's straightforward. Yeah, we want you to make stuff with it, but we're not mysterious. We're not that mysterious. If you have Priquly Pear, you know what this is. Now, like you said, go play, and that's not bad. There should be things on the market like that where they encourage you to experiment. But on its own, would I drink a whole glass of this over ice?
Yeah, I would, but there are other things that I could drink over ice, like bourbons or rums or things of that nature, or other liqueurs. If this liqueurs,
you have to be in the mood for it, and it has to be the right atmosphere.
Exactly, and who gets in the mood for prickly pear liqueur? That's extremely specific. And if they're encouraging you to mix this and make new recipes and come up with new cocktails with this, then that is its primary focus. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it's a 7.5, but it's a good 7.5 for me. Like, this isn't a 7.5 like you should have did better. This is a 7.5 like I see where you're going, and you know, we're going to have to test you out mixed with other things. But with that said, now we have to come up with a cocktail for it. Do you have anything in mind?
Well, it keeps telling me mix it with agave. Because agave is his best friend. So right now, and don't hold me to this, because people will come in the next episode and be like, well, you didn't use the thing you said you were. But right now I'm thinking of a team up with this and Terramana and the agave, and it not be a margarita.
Okay. Well, with that said and done, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. We will be back on Saturday with a cocktail made with Priquly. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're aware and are informed on whenever we come to YouTube with new content. You know we always put stuff out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Check us out on Twitter and check us out on Instagram. We're always putting stuff up. And until next time, peace.